Now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Monday night edition of the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. 412-575-2600 puts you in touch with us. Bob Pompeani, Gene Collier with you tonight as we talk about another Penguin championship, their fifth, which puts them on equal footing with the Edmonton Oilers of the 1970s. Wayne Gretzky, Messier, Curry, Fuhr, and all those people, Paul Coffey, as the only two non-Original Six franchises to have at least 5 Stanley Cup championships. Pretty special stuff indeed. Back-to-back for the first time in the salary cap era, and back-to-back for the first time in almost 20 years. Gene Collier of the Post-Gazette was in Nashville. He is now here with us upon his return. And, Gene, let's talk about that. Just the fact that 2 separate runs here. Last year was impressive enough considering they were falling apart in December. Had to make a coaching change. Nobody predicted they'd go on that sort of run, and here they are, terrific all the way through. This year was a little different. Only with the expectations high because of the repeat possibility, but so many injuries and so many adversities. Which of these 2 runs do you think was more impressive?
Yeah, I think this one, Bob. I mean, it's really been a great thing to be around this Penguins team and really this Penguins dynasty. These are 3 Stanley Cups in 8 years.
So you call it a dynasty?
Well, it's as close as it comes anymore, I think. You know, and it's got to be done with essentially the same core players, which it has been: Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Kunitz, and Fleury on all 3 of these Cup teams. But you know, as for the last 2, I think this one is the more impressive. Not only did you have the really potentially season-ending injury to Chris Letang. I mean, it did end his season, but it could have ended the Penguins as well. That was overcome. So many other things. Shorter-term injuries were overcome. And, you know, this is a team that as late as March was missing 7 regulars. They were up against, you know, the best team in the league in the Capitals in the Eastern Conference semifinals. And, you know, as I said many times on this show, I did not think they were going to win two consecutive Cups because it's so hard to do, and that they were not lucky. You know, they finally got a little bit of luck last night in the 19th minute of the 3rd period, 18th minute of the 3rd period. But they deserve all the credit in the world. They're a great team and they're a great organization. You can't forget also, Bob, that everybody who came up here from Wilkes-Barre Scranton was a really good hockey player. That says a lot about their organization.
It absolutely does, and it bodes well for the future too. Moving forward, we'll talk about back-to-back possibilities a little later. But I agree. I think this one was more impressive in that so many pieces were out for significant periods of time, not just Letang,
right,
but you're starting goaltender for 2 series, which is why that non-trade for Marc-Andre Fleury was so important for the Penguins. Rust was injured, Schultz was injured, Crosby missed a game. You had Bonino out, Hagelin and Hornquist never were the same as they were last year, and yet all these guys had to step. Who would have thought that Ron Hainsey would come in here and average the amount of minutes he did? That was not the design in bringing him in here, and he did, and as a result, he has 1 more Stanley Cup than Alex Ovechkin, which is hard to believe.
It is amazing.
Anyway, the big moment also last night, and it was a big moment at the time, was the quick whistle. It's funny how it goes. You need a little luck here and there, and the Penguins got that call because that puck was not at all frozen by Matt Murray, and yet it became out of vision for the official, who by rule has to blow his whistle, and he did. Do you think it was a quick call, though? Because it was still, you know, I don't know if I would have waited another second, but I think maybe you owe it to the play just to wait another second if you're that official.
Yeah, you know, Bob, from where I sat, I really could not see it. I mean, as it leaked through Murray, was going away from me. It did seem to take a long time there, but I understood why the whistle was blown because I lost sight of it too. But I loved what Pekka Rinne had to say about that. And he's talking about the other goalie, obviously, in Matt Murray. But he said, you know, every one of us, everybody on the ice is making mistakes, and the refs make mistakes too. That was a tough one, but that's the way it is. I really appreciated that perspective.
Yeah, and I think that's it. It happens. It's one of those plays that the whistle is the whistle, and it at that point makes a review a moot point. You can't do it. The whistle blew. Play is over. So the Penguins took full advantage of that, although I did think the officials catered their subsequent calls to Nashville and not necessarily Pittsburgh, maybe because in the back of their minds they knew that that was a little quick whistle. Makeup situation or not, and I don't know that's if you don't try to do that, but maybe down deep you just say, oh, well, I'm not going to call that.
It's always possible. I mean, they are humans. Our friend Bob Grove pointed out, and I haven't been able to check this myself, but I don't doubt him. He's the great Penguin historian. The Penguins have never played, according to Bob Grove, a playoff game in which they did not have at least one power play until last night.
Until last night. How about that? Well, no power plays. They didn't need them. They win 2-zip your final score. We have a lot more talking about. It's 412-575-2600. Also tonight, the return of Jamison Tyone. 5 scoreless innings as the Pirates beat the Rockies, and it was so good to see him. We'll talk about that and take your calls next. We're up against a break. You're watching the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call, part of the Board of Sports Hotline, right here on Pittsburgh's CW.